Some fool beat me up in jail, all because I told him that his God does not exist. Ha! Ironic that I ended up in a hospital, seeing as how I'm due to be executed. Oh well.
I feel bad for you, sir. All I did to end up in the hospital was fall off my horse. I just got a little hurt and need a checkup on my body.
It looks like we all have it tough. What got me in the hospital was my experience in the Vietnam War. Sometimes I experience a little form of shell shock.
All of you guys can speak and talk, but my patient Joe communicates with his head. He does not have any arms or legs, as all of you can see. He has a tough life. My goal as his doctor is to keep him alive. He lost all his limbs on the battlefield.
So you're the guy that basically knows what he's thinking?
Yes, I know pretty much what he is thinking because of all the years I've spent with him.
Man, I can't imagine living life like that.
Sometimes people ask me, why did I save a man that was inevitably going to have a terrible life? It seems like we have an interesting group of people with us today. Let's talk about how our lives have been. This is a good way to express ourselves.
Well, I guess I'll go first. I fought in the Vietnam War, and everything I experienced there was savage. I experienced death, bombs, and transformations. Before the war, I was a fresh, clean soul. Now I feel hardened. I suppose that is normal, after what I saw and experienced. Being in Vietnam is full of sad memories. I had a friend named Kiowa. He died in Vietnam. I still miss him.
It is hard to believe that you were in a war, seeing as how you can't handle something as meaningless as death. Maybe I should have been in your place. I have no hesitations when it comes to killing. Why was I in jail, you ask? Well, I happened to kill a man. I shot him 4 times, and I sleep perfectly well at night. You want to know why I killed him? The sun was in my eyes, and I was annoyed.
You killed a man just because you were irritated with the sunlight? You know, my story has to do with my father's brother. To me, he is my uncle. Everyone thought that my uncle was the perfect man. It turns out that he does awful things to Indian girls. My father has to make a choice of what to do to his own brother, but before my father could do anything, he committed suicide in our basement.
I know how it feels to lose someone you cared about. I lost many friends in the war, and it psychologically hurts me till this day. I can't imagine how it feels losing a family member.
I've also lost a woman that I loved to pneumonia. It turned out that my uncle played a part in her tragic death.
Who cares? I've lost people too, you know. You don't see me whining about it, you wimp. You guys are all weak-minded people. What has this world come to?
I care, man. I lost my friends in the Vietnam War.
At least you have all of your limbs. You will never understand the pain that my patient has gone through.
Oh man, oh boy, I would not be able to handle that. I'd rather go to heaven.
You think there's a heaven, you ignorant boy?
You gotta believe in heaven, because in war many people die. Like my buddies Lavender got shot in the head and Kurt Lemon stepped on a mortar.
Well, I got a simple solution. Why don't you just get new friends?
You just don't get it, man. You just don't get it.
Ugh.
How do you think I feel? My uncle turned out to be a sicko. My whole life changed after that. I came to the realization that my father is my true hero.
You guys are really getting on my nerves.
What's the matter with you? You're just a heartless, bitter man.
What is the matter with me? What's the matter with you? Your friends are dead. Get over it. My mother died, and I did not give a rat's butt.
Don't talk about my friends. You didn't know them like I did.
I'm glad that I did not know them. They must have been the dumbest people in the world to have a friend like you.
At least I'm not some French weirdo with no family or friends.
Stay away from that man, David.
You don't have to tell me twice. I wonder why my parents aren't here.
I'm sure they're on their way, chap. So, how did you fall off your horse?
Well, I was with my favorite horse and it just acted up and I fell off.
Son, if you ever have problems, I'm the one to go to. I don't mean to pry, but how's your life at home?
You have no idea what I've been through in my life.
Try it.
Well, since my parents aren't here, I might as well talk to you about my life, since I don't really talk to anyone else. I don't know where to begin. I used to have everything I ever wanted, but in a split second, everything changed.
That must have been really tough. What happened to you, David?
The woman that I liked died of a horrible death. I don't know, I just wish everything could go back to normal before I found out the things that Uncle Frank did.
I read about it in the newspaper.
It's embarrassing to my whole family.
I bet.
Why did I have to survive the war? I should have just died like the rest of my comrades. No one deserves to live life like this. Why, God, why? I will never be able to enjoy life again.
It seems that we have learned a lot about each other. I hope all of you are very appreciative of your lifestyle after seeing my patient Joe.
Well, you can say that one more time, Doc. I hope that you have learned through my story that the heroes in your life can turn out to be quite the opposite.
I'm fed up with all this talk. Life has no meaning. The sooner you realize that, the more truthfully you can live your life.
You annoy me. However, David, I hope that you have learned through my experience that war is not all fun and games.
Thank you all for sharing your stories. It was very good.